What's good with the guys? It's Mike, aka Buzz Lightyear here, and I gotta tell you, as a kid, I was one of the biggest dumbasses. I did a lot of dumb things when I was a kid, and one of my most distinctive childhood memories that I can actually think back to and remember all the time. It's one of the first things that pops up. Is my very first time getting pulled over by a cop. Now, I didn't have a sick ass car. I mean, it was a good ass car. My very first car was a 1974 Nova hatchback, and I had blown the engine out within the first 3 months. And my dad actually was nice enough to get me a brand new engine. It was a big block 350, bored out. Had a little bit of horsepower to it, and I loved my car. It would actually peel out a little bit in third gear. So it was a pretty sick ass car, but you know, the paint job wasn't that great. I had a vinyl black top on top, and I mean, it was a BK car. It had no radio system in it, not worth a while anyways. And it's actually funny, but you know, my biggest childhood memory that I can remember as far as my very first time getting pulled over, I had been working at a restaurant called Texas Roadhouse, and I'd been there for about, I don't know, a month, maybe 2 months, and my one buddy needed a ride home. And him and I grew up together, and I knew him really well, and he had kind of helped me get the job there, along with my my girlfriend's brother and all this other stuff. And I can remember very distinctively, I was taking him home, and I thought I'd be a cool, badass guy, and I was coming up to a light, and I knew that it was getting ready to turn red. You know, when you look to the right and left side, and you see the little fucking hand thing flashing red or whatever, you know it's going to turn red or whatever. I'm looking at that thing, and I'm like, alright, I need to make this. So I slam my gear down, and I just gun it so I can make it through. Well, the speed limit was 35, and I was going 50. And I wasn't paying attention to anyone around me. I was just trying to be a badass and make this guy think I'm cool. And, you know, I wasn't cool, but still not very cool. But, yeah, so I was trying to show off in front of my friend. I ended up showing off in front of my friend at the worst possible time. There's actually a cop, go figure, right across from the restaurant I had been working at. Was a Krispy Kreme, and I'm a dumbass. I don't pay attention to this shit. So this cop was sitting at Krispy Kreme, and it's funny, I can still remember this day him telling me he saw me do what I did at the Krispy Kreme. So he followed me down, and he followed me a good half-mile before he finally decided to pull me over. And as I'm getting pulled over, my buddy in the car is freaking his ass out. He's like, do I need to have my license? I don't have my license. What do I do here? And I'm like, dude, calm down, bro. He's here for me, right? So this fucking cop, he gets up to my door, and I'm like, how you doing, officer? And he's like, are you a fucking idiot? And I go, I had no idea what to say. How do you answer a question like that, right? He goes, are you a fucking idiot? And I'm like, yes. You know, I like squeak because I'm all fucking scared. I'm like, yes. And he's like, do you know why I pulled you over? And I was like, to be honest, officer, I might have been speeding a little bit. You know, I'm stuttering. I'm getting all scared and shit. And I was like, I might have been speeding a little bit. He goes, you were going 50 and a 35 for the last half mile. And I go, oh, I was? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, sir. And I start, you know, trying to like shake a little bit. Make myself seem like a, you know, pussy bitch, ain't worth a food stamp, you know, that kind of stuff. And this cop's like, alright, well, I don't know how I pulled this off, to be honest. I didn't end up getting a ticket, but what he did to me is, I'll never forget this. He goes, do you have your cell phone on you? And I'm like, this is when cell phones were kind of, everyone was into flip phones. No one had iPhones, nothing like that. I had an old ass beat up Sprint phone that was bigger than, it couldn't fit in your pocket. And I'm like, yes sir. He goes, let me see your cell phone. I'm gonna call your mother. And I'm like, oh, please don't. I'm like thinking, like, thank God in my head, right? I'm like, thank God this guy's willing to call my mom, because my mom, I mean, she wants to discipline me, and she was never a bad mother, but she would rather have him call me and have her bitch at me, like fake bitch, than you know, me get a ticket. So I'm like, I'm like kind of feeling blessed at the same time. I'm like, oh fuck, he's calling my mom. So he takes my cell phone. Oh damn, I got pooped there. That guy fucking played me bad. But no, so this guy, or this cop, he calls my mom, and you know, I can hear him. He puts her on speakerphone, which amazes me. I can't even believe back then. This was maybe, I'm 25 now, so I was 16 then. So that was a long time ago. It's going on 9 years, or almost 10. And Yeah, so puts her on speakerphone and I can hear my mom. I can hear almost the excitement in my mom's voice, like, oh my god, he's not going to give him a ticket. So yeah, so this guy called my mom and he basically just told my mom, you know, your son had been speeding this and that, and she's like, okay, well, I'll make sure I discipline him. And so he hangs up the phone with my mom, and I'm thinking, thank God, you know, my mom just backed me the hell up. So I ended up getting home. He let me go, and it was all cool and stuff like that. But let me know if that's something that's happened to you guys. Let me know if your very first time you got pulled over, if maybe you got a ticket, or if you didn't get a ticket, you talked your way out of it, or whatever the case may be. And leave a comment in the comment section below if maybe you did get a ticket and how much you paid for it and stuff like that. And as always, guys, you know, rate, comment, subscribe, and I hope you're all keeping it real. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.